Welcome to College Game Day with Hick The Stick for Week 11 in the college football season. This week we got some Big Ten matchups. 4 undefeated teams in the Big Ten, but after this week only 2 will still be undefeated. Clemson, Trevor Lawrence is back. Can Trevor Lawrence get the win over Florida State after being gone for 2 weeks? Kyle Trask, Mac Jones, they should win this week. Can they keep destroying it in the SEC? Then Justin Fields and Ohio State. Can they get the win over Indiana? Or is Indiana for real and gets the big upset over Ohio State? It's going to be a big week for these Heisman candidates. Can't wait to see what they do. Well, last week I went 10-1, 10 games right. The only game I got wrong was SMU losing to Tulsa late Saturday night. I was a little upset, but Tulsa's not a bad team this year. But I am okay with 10 wins, making my total predictions for this year 71 games right and 23 games wrong. This week, let's have another great week.
First, we have Clemson against Florida State.
Trevor Lawrence was quarantined for 3 weeks, but only 2 games he missed. Trevor Lawrence, he's got to be ready to play this week against Florida State. Trevor Lawrence was number 1 in the Heisman race. Now he's number 4. People are saying Justin Fields might get drafted before Trevor Lawrence. This all has happened while he's been gone. He's got to be upset. This guy wants to show the world that he is still the best player in college football. Trevor Lawrence, this guy knows how to play. He's going to be ready against Florida State this week. It's not even going to be a close game. Trevor Lawrence and Clemson gets the win over Florida State.
Second, we have Florida versus Vanderbilt.
Kyle Trask and Florida, they have a chance to make the college football playoffs this year. And it's really because Kyle Trask's record stats right now. It's even better than Joe Burrow through 6 games. He's got more passing touchdowns through 6 games, more passing yards through 6 games. This guy could take home the Heisman Trophy this year. He could be the next Florida Heisman since Tim Tebow. Kyle Trask and Florida, they're playing Vanderbilt this week. Can they get the W? Can they keep their playoff chances alive? I think they will. Florida gets the win over Vanderbilt.
Third, we have Cincinnati versus UCF.
Cincinnati has a chance to be the first non-Power 5 team to make the college football playoffs. But they got 3 things they really need to happen if they have any chance of making the playoffs. They need to go undefeated and win their conference championship. That's a must. They need to score a lot of points and win by a decent amount of points each and every game. And then they need BYU to lose. They need the Pac-12, no undefeated team. And they need Alabama to win and not let Florida get that W in the conference championship. If all that happens, Cincinnati, you might have a chance of making the college football playoffs. But you got to win this week. They play UCF and they get the W. Cincinnati beats UCF.
Fourth, we have Iowa State versus Kansas State.
Iowa State, Kansas State. They both lost their very first game of the season. But since then, they've actually played some good football. Iowa State has 2 losses. Kansas State has 3 losses. They're pretty well matched. This game might be close for a while, but I think Iowa State will pull away from Kansas State and get the W. Iowa State beats Kansas State.
This week is Bedlam. We've got Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma.
It's the Bedlam game. We got Oklahoma State. It's going to be a close one because it's a rivalry game. Oklahoma, they want to keep their Big 12 championship streak alive and be able to make the conference championship for a chance to keep that alive. But they lose this week against Oklahoma State, and you might as well kiss that goodbye. Oklahoma State still has a slight chance of making the college football playoffs. They're going to have to go undefeated, though. This is going to be back and forth. Who can get the W? Oklahoma, I'm going to give them that little edge. They're going to beat Oklahoma State. Now it's time for my quick picks of the week. I'm going to make 4 quick picks really quick. Our first game is Oregon versus UCLA. Oregon gets the W. Then we got Utah versus USC. USC beats Utah. Then we got Alabama versus Kentucky. Alabama wins. And we got Liberty versus North Carolina State. Liberty gets the W. That's my quick picks of the week.
6, we have Wisconsin versus Northwestern.
One of our Big Ten undefeated matchups, Wisconsin versus Northwestern. Northwestern really has surprised everybody this season that they are still undefeated. Last week they played an undefeated team in Purdue and got the W. Wisconsin, they played Michigan and destroyed Michigan at home. Michigan hasn't lost a game at home that bad in a long time. Wisconsin got the big W they needed. Now it's time to really show if they are for real. Can they beat Northwestern, undefeated team? Or can Northwestern get that big W they've been looking for against Wisconsin? Really, I think this could go back and forth for a while. But Wisconsin's going to end Northwestern's undefeated season. The big W gets the W.
Hick the Stick's game of the week is the Ohio State versus Indiana.
My game of the week, we got Ohio State versus Indiana. It's a Big Ten undefeated matchup. Both teams undefeated, and they want to keep it that way. But only one team can stay undefeated. Ohio State and Justin Fields, they want to make the college football playoffs again this year. But they don't want it to end like it did last year. No, they want to take home that national championship trophy. But Indiana, what a surprising season. They're still undefeated. They've got some big W's. Can they get the biggest one of them all and beat Ohio State? They're at home. Everything's right in front of them to get this W. Can they beat Ohio State? No. Ohio State will get the win over Indiana. It could be a close one, but Ohio State gets the W. Well, last week I gave you Hick the Stick's top 10 teams, and I'm going to give it to you again this week. Only a little bit changed, but you will see that Miami is no longer in my top 10 teams. And since the college football playoff rankings comes out next week, I'm going to give you who I think will make the college football playoffs when the season is all over. Alabama 1, Notre Dame 2, Ohio State 3, Clemson 4, BYU 5, Cincinnati 6, Florida 7, Indiana 8, Texas A&M 9, and Wisconsin 10. That's Hick the Stick's top 10. Now it's time for the college football playoff prediction. Alabama number 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, and BYU 4. That's who I think will make the college football playoffs. Well, that's all I got here on College Game Day with Hick the Stick. Next week is Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much because I know I will. But there is games going to be on Friday and on Saturday. So I will probably put my video on YouTube a little early next week, probably about Wednesday. So please make sure you tell your friends, subscribe, and have a great college football Saturday.